Hello students, welcome to the July 2020 paper. So we have -3 all squared plus -2 all squared is equal to what? Sorry, the paper is not that clear. So we have been solving this question. -3 squared is the same as -3 times 3 times -3 plus -2 times -2. And I know all of you will score this one. So that will give you 9 plus 4, which is 30. Someone had it correct already. Now let's look at the second question. What is the value of the digit 2 in the number 48.621? So from the decimal point you can indicate a 1 there, then all to the left, all to the right you indicate 0 under them. So this is out of 100, this is out of 10, then this is out of 1000. So for the 2 here, the value is 2 out of 100. 2 out of 100. So the correct choice is A. Using the distributive property, 49 times 17 plus 49 times 3. So this one too is very familiar question, and I know most of you also score this. So this is times, and this is the same as 49 into 17 plus 3, and that will be equal to, so this is equal to equal to 49 times 20, and that answer will be option A. A total of 540 bits are shared in the ratio 4:5. So total ratio will be 4 plus 5, which is equal to 9. Now, if you want to find the larger share, which corresponds to 5, write 5 out of the total share, because 5 is the largest ratio. 5 out of 9 times the total number of bits, which is 540. So 9 will go into 54 6 times, so it means 9 will go into 540 60 times. So you get 5 times 60, and that is equal to 300. So this one is here. 0.45 written as a common fraction in its simplest form is, so this is as a common fraction. So this is 0.45. I know this question too, you're familiar with it, so most of you will get it. 0.45 is the same as 45. So like we just saw, write 1 under the decimal point and indicate zeros to the right. So this will be 45 out of 100, 45 out of 100. Now we simplify this. 45 is the same as 5 times 9, and 100 is the same as 5 times 20. So it means this has a value of 5 cancels out, we have 9 out of 20. So the correct answer is A. Dan sold 40 concert tickets in 5 days. Each day he sold 3 tickets more than the previous day. The number of tickets he sold on the third day is. So let's say this is day 1. He sold X tickets, X number of tickets that we don't know. And day 3, it will be 3 more, so it will be X plus 3. Then that's day 2. Day 3 will be X plus 6. Then day 4 will be X plus 9. Day 5 will be X plus 12. So the total number of days will be equal to 40. The total number of tickets will be 40. So X plus X plus X plus X plus X is 5X. Then 3 plus 6, 9, plus 9, 18, plus 12, which is 30. And this should be equal to 40. So 5x is equal to 40 minus 30. So 5x will be equal to 10. This means x equal to. So if x is equal to 2, then on day 3 you sell 2 plus 6. 2 plus 6, which is equal to 8. So the correct option is this. Now let's look at this. Item 7 refers to the following Venn diagram, which shows the number of members of a sports club who play rugby or basketball. So this is the Venn diagram. Now the number of men members who play rugby but not basketball will be this region. Rugby but not basketball is this region. So that is straightforward, which is 15. Then we have this. We are familiar with this question already. So the shaded region is P prime. This region is P prime. P prime. So the correct answer is A. So if you ignore this, you see that the remaining region is P prime. So let's clear out this and see something. So you clear up this thing. This is another way you can look at it. Clear up this. Then the remaining region outside here is all P prime. So the correct choice is option A. Now let's look at the 9th item. Items 9 to 10 refers to the following Venn diagram, which shows the universal set U and the two sets T and C that represent the students in a class who play tennis and chess. So how many students play both games? So let's first of all find the number of students who play all the games. Number of you is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it will be 9. Then number who play only tennis. Number who play only tennis will be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 6. And number who play only chess. Number who play only chess will be equal to Paul and Rema, which is 2. Then number who play chess is 2. It's not only chess. Number who play chess is 2. Number who play tennis is 6. Then number who play both games. You can see that Paul and Rema play rugby and chess. Paul and Rema play chess. Paul and Rema play rugby also. So those who play chess and rugby, chess and tennis will be equal to 2. So the correct choice should be A. How many students play both games? So that is, if you want to split this like this and this, then you can see that Paul and Rema will be here. Paul and Rema will be here. Then over here we don't have anything. Here. But here we are going to have Ali. We're going to have Ali here. Then we are going to have, who is this? We're going to have this guy. We're going to have this guy. Then and this guy, all here. So shop. No. Staff one, sorry. It'll be wrong. Oh, but you're number stop. Yeah. Oh, Charlie. Sorry. Okay. Okay. I will call you. Alright. So we have Ali, we have Alex, we have Ali here, we have Alex, and we have this guy, and we have this guy, all here. So Tom then, and Tom and Kayla will be here. Tom and Kayla will be here. So all these guys will be here. And those who will be outside this, these ones over here, 3 of them. So students who play both games are only 2. There are only 2 of them. So we have nothing here, 0. That's why we're able to push it inside. Now let's look at the 10th item. How many students play exactly one game? Exactly one game. So exactly one game is, so like we saw earlier, we saw something like this. So exactly one game is this region plus this region. So for this is tennis and this is um, chess. So exactly one game will be this region, which is 0. We have 0 people playing that. Then this tennis, only tennis, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 people playing that. So 0 plus 4, 0 plus 4 will be equal to 4. 0 plus 4 will be equal to 4. So exactly one game is 4 people. So this is another familiar question, and item 11 refers to the following information on the description of three sets: P prime numbers and Q is odd numbers. You know the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, and so on. Then we also have the odd numbers. The odd numbers start from 1, then we have 3, we have 5, and so on. Then we also have the even numbers. You can start from 0 or 2. It is 17. So 2, 4, 6, and so on. So this is enough for us to answer this question. We are supposed to determine which of the following set is empty. So if you look at set Q, which is the set of odd numbers, and set R, which is the set of even numbers, you don't have any intersection. So Q intersection R, set Q intersection R will be equal to a null set, an empty set. So the correct answer is D. We have this number 12. If the cardinality of set A is 14 and that of B is 15 and that of A intersection B is 6, then the cardinality of A union B is what? So we know that the cardinality of A union B is equal to the cardinality of A plus the cardinality of B minus their intersection, the cardinality of A intersection B. So now this will be equal to, we have 14 here, 14, then we have 15, then we have the intersection, which is 6. So all this will give, this will be 29 minus 6, and that will be equal to 23. So the correct choice is option C. Now a dress which costs $180. So this is $180. Sorry for the thing not being clear. So $180 and is being sold. This is sold. It's being sold at a discount of 10%. So this is 10%. The amount of discount is, so amount of discount is the discount rate, which is 10%, and 10% is the same as 10 over 100 times the price of the dress, or the cost of the dress, which is $180. So $180, 180.00. so there's a point here. So let's simplify this. 100 goes here. Okay, let's go step by step. this test for this. So we are left with 1 here, 1 out of 10. 10 will go into 180 how many times? 18 times. So 1 times 18 will be $18. So the correct answer will be $18. $18, which is option C. A dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $60 plus 8% tax plus 18% tax. The total bill for this dinner was, so we know the total bill will be the $60 plus the 18% of the price of the dinner, which is 18 out of 100 times 60. We are familiar with this question already. So this will give you $60 plus 10.8. This will give you 10.8 because we cancel this and this will cancel this. You are left with 18 times 6, which is 108 over 10, which is 10.8. So this will simplify to $70.8. That is $70.08. $70.08. So we have this $70.8. The correct answer is B. The cost price of a refrigerator is $1,850. So this is $1,850. Now, a buyer who is given a discount of 5% for a cash purchase will pay. So the buyer is given a discount of 5%. Therefore, we are not going to let the buyer pay 100%, but we will let him pay 100 minus 5% because the discount has to be subtracted. So 100 minus 5 out of 100 times the price of the refrigerator, which is $1,850. $1,850. Now this will be equal to 95 times, now let's look at something. 100 will go here, we'll move the decimal point back 1 2. 100 times 18.5. 100 times 18.5, and that will be 95 times 18.5, and that will be equal to all these are in dollars. That will be equal to 1,700 and 1,757.5. So 1,057.5. So the correct answer is indeed C. The interest rate on a 15-year mortgage on a house assessed at a value of $450,000 is 5 cents on every $1. What is the interest paid on the mortgage for the first year? So we know the interest rate is given by 5 cents, which is the same as 5 out of $100. So if every dollar you're supposed to pay 5 cents, then the interest paid on $450,000, we just have to multiply the rate, which is 5 out of 100, by the mortgage amount. So we can simplify this. 100 goes here, 4,500 times 5 times 45, that will give us 22,500, 22,500. So the correct answer is this, 22,500. The simple interest on a sum of money invested at 5% per annum for 3 years was $90. So this is $90. The sum of money invested was, so we use the formula interest equal principal times the rate times the time. The sum of money invested is the same as the principal. We don't know that one. We know the interest to be $90. So we write 90 here. Then we don't know the principal, so we keep it. The rate is 5%, so 5 out of 100. Then we also have the year, which is 3, so times 3. So this will give you, let's multiply this by 100, then we get 9,000. You get 9,000. Then we divide both sides by 9,000, so that will give you 5 times 3 times p. So when you divide both sides by 5 times 3, p will be equal to 9,000. P will be 9,000 over 5 times 3. We could have multiplied out, but that will make the calculation complicated. So let's simplify. We know 3 can go here 3 times, and 5 will go into 36 times. 5 will go into 36 times. So we are left with 600. So the answer will be $600. The sum of money that is invested is $600. So correct. At the end of any year, a car is worth 5% less than what it was worth at the beginning of the year. If a car was worth 9,500 in December 2016, then its value in January 2016 was. So this question too, we're familiar with it. It's very popular. So this is how we go about it. We know the value of the car in December 2016 is 9,500. Now we should let the value of the car in January 2016 be X. Then 100 minus 5, because we were told that it is 5% less than what it was worth at the beginning of the year. So 100 minus 5% of X will be equal to the 9,500. So we can quickly solve this. 95 out of 100, X equal 9,500. So we flip this and multiply both sides by that, so that we can get rid of this. So when we simplify the right hand side, we get 10,000. So the correct choice is C. A television set cost $350 cash. When bought on high purchase, deposit of $35 is required, followed by 12 monthly install payments of $30. How much is saved by paying cash? So this one too, we are familiar with it. So the cash payment is 350. The amount paid on hire purchase is 35, which is the deposit plus the payment in installments. Now 12 times 30 is 360. 360 plus 35 is 395. So take it out of 350. I'll take 350 out of 395 to get $45. A man's regular pay is $3 per hour. So this is $3 per hour. It's not clear, that's why I'm reading it. A man's regular pay is $13. It's $3 per hour. So it's $3 per hour up to 40 hours. Overtime is twice the payment for regular time. If he was paid $216, if he was paid $216, how many hours of overtime did he work? So how many hours of overtime did he work? Now, first of all, we need to calculate the regular pay, which is 3 times $40. 3 times 40, and that will give us $120. So we take 120 out of $216. So 216 minus 120, and that will be equal to 96. So we need to divide 96 by double of the rate, that is twice the regular payment, so which is 6. So the number of hours work will be equal to 96 divided by 2 times 3, and that will be equal to, 2 will go here 48, 3 will go into 48 16 times. So it's correct, 16. Do not forget to click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Question 21. We have 3x minus 4 into x plus 6 is equal to what? So let's repeat the first term, and now we expand. Negative 4 times x will give you negative 4x. Then negative 4 times 6 will give you minus 24. Now let's simplify further. 3x minus 4x will give you negative x, then minus 24. So the correct answer is option B. If 5 into 2x minus 1 bracket close is equal to 35, then x is equal to, so first we multiply this by this to get 5 times 2x, which is 10x. So this is 10x. Then 5 by negative 1 will give you negative 5 is equal to 35. Then let's group similar terms. We have 10x is equal to 35 plus 5, Now when we simplify, we get 10x. 10x is equal to 40. Now divide both sides by 10 to get x is equal to 4. So this answer is correct. If x is an integer that satisfies the inequality, then we just have to divide both sides by 2. Divide both sides by 2. Then we know 4 divided by 2 is 2. Then 2 divided by 2, that's 2x divided by 2 is still x. Then less than or equal to 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the correct answer is A. Given that 3 times 6 is equal to 12 and 2 times 2 star 5 is not times, it's star. 2 star 5 is 9. Then A star B may be defined as, so we need to examine this. We know 3 star 6 is equal to 12. So how will you manipulate 3 and 6 to get 12? You multiply 3 by 2 and add 6, you get 12. So let's look at this one too. 2 star 5 is equal to 9. So how will you operate this? We need to maintain the same thing that we did here. So 2 times the first number, which is 2 plus 5. And that will be equal to 9. Because 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. In the same way here, 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. So this means that the operation is, if you take A star B, then multiply the first one by 2, which is 2A, then add the second one, which is B. So the correct answer is D. Now we have this. If P plus Q is equal to -1 and PQ is equal to -6, then PQ plus QQ is, we solve simultaneously. This is equal to -1. So we make one of them the subject. So from this we have P is equal to -1 minus Q. Now let's plug in this into this. So we will get P into we have P equal -1 minus Q. So we are going to get Q here into -1 minus Q is equal to -6. So what next do we do? We factor let's expand this. We get -Q minus Q squared is equal to -6. So let's bring all this here. If we bring all this here, we get Q squared minus Q. Now it's plus positive Q, then it's -6. -6 is equal to 0. So we have this quadratic trinomial. So to factor this, we look for two factors of -6 that will add up to 1. But the coefficient of q here is 1. So two factors of -2 that will add up to 1 is 3 and -2. So we have the factors to be p plus 3, p plus 3, then p minus 2 is equal to 0. So this tells us that either p is equal to -3 or p is equal to 2. Now let's pick one of them and use. Let's pick one of them and use, and it will get the same answer. If p is 2, let's say p is 2, we put 2 here. If p is 2, then we have 2 plus q is equal to -1. It means that q will be equal to -1 minus 2. So q will be equal to -3. So we got an answer for q, we got an answer for p. So when p is 2, q is -3. So let's use this. Let's use this over here. So we have 2 cube plus q cube, which is -3 cube. And that will give us 8 minus 27. 8 minus 27, which will be equal to -21, -19, -19. So the answer here is correct, -19. The distance L that an elastic string is stretched by hanging an object of mass m varies directly as the mass of the object. So the distance L varies directly as the mass of the object. Now we're told that if a 5 kg object, so in this case L will be equal to km, where k is the constant of proportionality. So when m is equal to 5 kg, then we substitute 5 here to get 5k, then stretches the string 31 centimeters. So L will be equal to 31. So we need to solve for k. K will be equal to 31 over 5. If you multiply both numerator and denominator by 2, you get 62 over 10. And this is equal to 6.2. Now, we want to find, so the equation, the relationship between the length and the mass is now given by L is equal to 6.2 times m. Now we're given that how far will a 29 kg object stretch the string? So it means we're giving m, we want to find L. So L will be equal to 6.2 times 29. And that will be equal to 179.8 centimeters. So this answer is the correct one. 27. Given that A is equal to this. We are supposed to find 3A. So to find 3A, this is a scalar multiplication of matrices. You multiply each of the entries by the scalar 3. So we get 3 times 1, which is 3. Then 3 times 3, which is 9. 3 times negative 3, which is negative 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 0 is still 0. 3 times 5 is 15. So the correct answer is A. This answer is correct. Now let's look at item 28. Refers to the following matrix P. So this is the matrix. This is 8. This is 7. This is 6. And this is 5. The determinant of P, denoted by this, is, so you know the determinant, just multiply the leading diagonals, multiply them, subtract it from the trace, the product of the trace. So if you multiply this by this, you get 8 by 5, which is 40. Then subtract from 7 times 6, which is 42. 40 minus 42 is equal to negative 2. So the answer is negative 2. Item 29 refers to the following vectors P and Q. So we have vector P to be this, and we have vector Q to be this. So we are supposed to find P minus Q. So P minus Q will be equal to 3 minus 2. 7 minus 5. And that will be equal to 5, 2. So it means the correct answer is C. Now let's look at the 30th item. Refers to the following diagram of triangle PQR, in which L is the midpoint. So this is the midpoint of PR. This is PR. And QP is equal to A and QI is equal to B. PL, vector PL expressed in terms of A and B is. So we know PL is half of PR. So vector PL is equal to half of PR. So, and we need to express PR in terms of A and B. In terms of vector, position vector A and B. So from the diagram, we know that PR is moving this way. So it's going to meet QR and PQ. So that will be QR plus PQ. QR plus PQ. But we know that QR is A. QR is B. This vector is B. And we're given that QP is A, but we know QP is negative of PQ. QP, vector QP, so vector PQ that we got here is equal to negative of this, which is equal to negative A. So we plug in negative A here, and this is the same as this. So the answer is correct. This answer B is the correct choice. Do not forget to click the subscribe button for more amazing videos. Question 31. The length 3,800. Sorry for how the paper is very blurred. That is why I keep reading it. 3,800 meters. 3,800 millimeters expressed in meters is, so you know that to convert from millimeters to meters, we divide by 1,000, and this will give us 3.8 meters. So the correct answer is 3.8. This is 3.8, which is option B. 3.8. Now, question 32. The volume of a cube with edge 10 centimeters, so this is 10, is, now we know that volume of a cube is given by the side length cube. So 10 centimeter cube is equal to 10,000, is equal to 1,000 centimeter cube. So the correct answer is D, 1,000 centimeter cube. Then 33. The distance around the edge of a circular pond is 88 meters. The radius in meters is, this is also a very popular question that we have solved several times before the exams. So the correct answer is, so first we know that 2 pi r is equal to 88, where this is the circumference of the circle, or the perimeter of the circular pond. We divide both sides by pi and by 2 pi to get 88 over 2 pi, which is option D. Then let's look at 34. Item 34 refers to the following diagram, not drawn to scale, which shows a cylinder of radius 3 centimeters and the height is 8 centimeters. So we know that the volume of a cylinder, we are calculating the volume of the cylinder. The volume of the cylinder is given by V equal pi r square h. So the radius is 3. We substitute 3 there. 3 square is 9, and 9 times 8 is 72. So the volume is 72 pi centimeter cube. So this is the correct answer. This is 72 pi centimeter cube. pi centimeter cube. So this is pi centimeter cube. Centimeter cube. So the answer is C. Correct choice is C. Then 35. Item 35 refers to the following diagram, not drawn to scale, which shows a sector of a circle with center O. So this is sector. Now, if the length of the minor arc, the length of this minor arc PQ is 8 centimeters, so this is 8. What is the circumference of the circle? So we know that circumference of a circle, the length of an arc is given by L equal central angle over 360 degrees times circumference. So we know the length of the arc to be 8. Let's put it there. Then the central angle is 60. Let's put it there. Let's simplify to get 1 over 6. Multiply both sides by 6. 6 times 8 is 48. So the correct answer is C. A man leaves home at 22:15 hours. 22:15 hours and reaches his destination. This is his destination and reaches his destination at 4 o'clock hours, 4:00 hours on the following day in the same time zone. How many hours did the journey take? So this is also a popular question that we have solved several times. So we subtract 22:15 from 24 to get 1 hour 45 minutes. Then we add it to the 4 hours for the next day. That will give us 5 hours 45 minutes. And this is the same as 5 hours 45 over 60 hours. And it will give us 5 whole number 3 over 4 hours. So the correct answer is option B, 5, 3, 3 over 4. Now let's look at the next question. So this is question item 38, refers to the following diagram not drawn to scale, which consists of a triangle resting on a square of side 5 centimeters. If the height of the triangle is 4 centimeters, what is the total area of the figure? So total area will be area of triangle, which is half BH, then plus the area of the square, which is the base square, because the base is equal to the length of the triangle. The base is equal to the length of the base of the triangle is the same as the length of the square. So we substitute 4 for the height and the base is 5, and that will give us this. This is 25 plus 5 times 2, which is 10 plus 25, and that will be 35 centimeters squared. So the correct answer is A. It's 35, not 30. 35 centimeters squared. Now the correct answer is A. Now let's move on to the next question. Item 30 refers to the following histogram, which shows the number of children aged 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 who took part in a survey. What was the mother's age? So the mother age corresponds to the bar with the highest height, which is this bar, age 7. So the correct answer is 7. Then let's look at this one. Item 40. So the same preamble. How many children took the survey? So we need to add the frequencies, and that will give us 15. The correct answer is this. So we have the 41st question. Miss Clark arranged the 15 test scores of her students in order of size and selected the 8th score for reporting purposes. Which of the following statistical measures did Miss Clark obtain? So we know that as soon as we arrange in order, then you are talking about the median, then also selecting the middle item, which is the 8th item. Therefore, Miss Clark obtained the median. Question 42. The pie chart below, drawn to scale, shows how a student used 12 hours in studying English, mathematics, French, and geography. The amount of time spent studying mathematics is approximately. So we need to measure this angle here, and you need to use your measuring tool, that is the protractor, because it says that it was drawn to scale. So I measure this way, and this is what my protractor gives me, 92.69. So it means that the amount of time spent studying mathematics will be the angle corresponding to mathematics, which is 92.69 degrees, over 360 degrees times 12, which is the total hours spent. Then note that 92.69 to the nearest 10 is 90 for easy calculation purposes. So this will give us 1 out of 4 times 12 hours, which is 3 hours. So the correct answer is indeed C. If the mean of the numbers 4, 8, x, and 12 is 10, then x is, so this is x, this is 4, this is 8, and this is 12. So the mean is the sum of all the numbers over the number of items. You add all this, you get 24 plus x over 4 equal 10. So 24 plus x will be equal to 40. Solve for x by subtracting 24 from both sides. So x will be equal to 60. This is the answer. Now let's look at item 44. Item 44 refers to the following table, which shows the result of a survey of 100 persons from two major ethnic groups, P and R. Respondents were interviewed about their attitude towards mathematics. So this is the table. We have positive 25 for these people and 12, then neutral. We can see the numbers. Now a respondent is selected at random. What is the probability that he has a positive attitude towards mathematics? So you go straight to the two-way table column. Then the positive attitude, you look for the number of people who had positive attitude towards mathematics, and that number is 37. And you express it over the total number of respondents, which is 100. So it's going to be 37 out of 100. And 37 out of 100 is the same as 0.37. So the correct answer is indeed 44, B. Now item 45. Which of the following diagrams best illustrate a function? So we know for a function, the x coordinates must not repeat, but this one is repeating, so out. This also repeating, out. This also repeating, out. So this is the correct choice. None of them is repeating. Then item 46 refers to the following graph of a straight line. The straight line AB cuts the y-axis at this point. So the coordinate of this point is 0, negative 2. So the correct answer is indeed D. Now item 48. So f of x equal 2x squared minus 1. We want to find f of negative 3. F of negative 3. So f of negative 3 is equal to what? We just plug in negative 3 wherever we see x, and that will give us 2 times 9 minus 1, which is 17. So the correct answer is 17. It's supposed to be 17, not negative 19. But the function is 2x squared. The function is 2x squared. Yeah, 2x squared minus 1. So there's no way you can get negative 17, negative 19 here. So the correct answer is C, not B. Even if it is negative here, you are going to get negative of 18 minus 1, and that will give you negative 19. But from this, I'm sure the function is 2x squared, not negative 2x squared. Function is 2x squared. So the correct answer is option C. Now let's move on to item 47. The gradient of AB in the graph above is, so to find the gradient, we find the change in y, which is from 1 to 3, and that is 2, and we also find change in x. Change in x is from 2 to 6, which is 4. So the gradient is change in y over change in x. So gradient is change in y over change in x, and that will be equal to 2 out of 4, which is equal to 1 over 2. So the correct answer is 1 over 2. I don't know which of them is negative, but what I know is the correct answer is 1 over 2. So I don't know, because the writing is not very clear, I can't say whether it is A or B, but the one which is the correct choice is the one with half, and this one is not close to the answer at all. So the correct answer is 1 over 2. Now item 49 to 50 refer to the following graph of a quadratic function. The values of x at the point where y equals 4x minus x squared intersects y equals 0. So y equals 0 is this line, so that will be x equals 0 and x equals 4. So x equals 0 and x equals 4. So we have this one, the maximum points of y equals 4x minus x squared. Maximum point is this point. This is also a familiar question, which is 2, 4. So the maximum point is 2, 4. Option D is the correct choice. Now for the 51st question, we have a parking lot charges $1 plus $25 for every hour or part thereof in which a vehicle is parked. A function C of h that represents the parking cost is. So we know that the parking cost comprises of a fixed charge, which is $1, plus an hourly charge, which is $0.25. So the cost will be hourly charge plus the fixed charge, and the hourly charge will to 0.25 per each hour. So if it is each hours, we have 0.25 times each, then plus the fixed cost, which doesn't change. Therefore the correct answer is option C. Now the 52nd question is this. Item 52 refers to the following arrow diagram, which shows a function f. So from the function you can see 2 moves onto 5, 5 onto 8, 8 onto 11, and 11 onto 14. Which of the following best describe the function? So we know that the function or the equation of the function can be given as y is equal to the constant difference in y over constant difference in x times x plus c. So the constant difference in y is by finding the difference between these values to see if they are constant. So 14 minus 11 is 3, then 11 minus 8 is 3, 8 minus 5 is 3. So that is how you find the difference. Then for this one too, you need to check whether the difference is constant. If it is constant, then we can use this formula. So 11 minus 8 is 3, 8 minus 5 is 3, and 5 minus 2 is 3. Therefore, the equation will be y is equal to changing difference in y, which is 3 over 3. The difference in x is also 3. So we got 3 over 3 plus x, which is the same as y equal x plus c. So we can pick any points from here to find the value of c. So let's pick the first one when x equal 2, y is equal to 5. So we solve for c to get c equal 3. Now we substitute c here to get y equal x plus 3. So that will give us this equation, which is this option A. Then option item 53. Item 53. If the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 4 right angles, then the polygon is so we know that if you have a quadrilateral, we can find 2 triangles in it. We connect one of the vectors to the opposite vectors without any line intersecting. This is the only way we can divide the triangles. So we have this being equal to half of 360, which is 180. So a triangle has each of the angles in it being 180 degrees. So 180 plus 180 will give you 360. So 180 plus 180 will give you 360. So we can see that this polygon has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, and the correct answer is D, a quadrilateral. So if you don't want to divide the quadrilateral into these 2 triangles, you can also decide to do it the other way around. That way you cannot bring this line because you don't want any of the lines to intersect. Now move on to the next question, which is the 54th question. Item 54 refers to the following diagram of a triangle. In the right angle triangle above, which trigonometry ratio is equal to 4 over 8? So we know 4 out of 8 is the side which is opposite to angle x and the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So if you look for we should look for a trigonometry ratio that contains the opposite and adjacent, and that one is either sine or the cosecant. But we don't have that cosecant here, we have only the sine. So the sine of this angle x will be the correct answer. So let's check and see if sine x will give us that result. So we know sine x will be equal to opposite, which is BC over AC. Now BC is 4, and AC is 8. Therefore, the correct answer is option A. Now, let's look at item 55. Item 55 refers to the following diagram of an isosceles triangle. So, we know that in an isosceles triangle, the sum of the interior angles 30, x, and 30 should be equal to 180. So, in a triangle, the value of x, to find the value of x, we sum up the angles and equate to 180. So this will give us 180 minus 30 minus 30 is the same as 180 minus 60, and that will give us 120 degrees. So the correct answer is option C. Now let's look at the item 56. Refers to the following diagram, which shows a transformation that maps triangle POQ into triangle OP prime Q prime. Now we want to find the transformation, the type of transformation that has taken place. So to do that, we examine the coordinates. Look at point P. Point P maps onto P prime. So this is point P, it maps onto P prime. Look at it. It was 4, 2. Now the coordinate has swapped. It has swapped and we negated the y coordinate. Then look at this one too. Q and Q prime. 4, 0. It has swapped and this one is negated. You know, negative 0 is the same as 0. So it means in general this is the mapping, and we know this mapping in transformation refers to a 90 degrees counterclockwise rotation about the origin, or it is also referred to as the negative 90 degrees rotation about the origin. So the correct answer is option B. Now item 57 refers to the following diagram, which shows a translation. And in the diagram, the translation by which AB is mapped onto A prime B prime is represented by. So we know that a translation is just an addition of a vector. So let the vector that we added be this, or have component AB. Then if you apply it to this point, we need to get this point, and if you apply it to this point, we need to get this point. Now let's check for this. If this is the point, then if this is the point, then we can write it as, if this is the point, then we can write it as a column vector. So we have A plus 2, then B plus 5, which should give us 4. So by equality of vectors, let us first of all subtract this. 4 minus 2 and 6 minus 5, that will give us 2, 1. By equality of vectors, we know A is equal to 2 and B equal 1. So the vector that is applied, the translation by which AB is mapped onto A prime B prime, is 2, 1, which is option B. Now you can check by adding 2 to 5, which will give you 7, and 1 to 7, which will give you 8. So our answer is correct. Then item 57. Item 58 refers to the following diagram, which shows an enlargement. So OA A prime, OB B prime, and OC C prime are straight lines. Triangle ABC is mapped onto triangle A prime B prime C prime by an enlargement with center O. What is the scale factor of the enlargement? So know that for the scale factor, we can use this relation, image length over the corresponding object length. So from the diagram, we can use this over this or this over this. So let's use this over this. This is 4 units, 1 2 3 4 units, and this is 1 2 units. So 4 over 2 will give you 2. Therefore the correct choice is option D. Item 59 refers to the following pair of similar triangles. Now we want to calculate the length of MO in centimeters. So we know MO over AC is equal to MN over AB, MN over AB. So we sub in the length. M over 7 is equal to 3 over 6. And we know 3 over 6 is the same as 1 over 2. So multiply both sides by 7 to get this. So by 7. So half of 7 is 3.5 centimeters. Therefore the correct answer is option C. Now let's look at item 60. Item 60 refers to the following diagrams, and the diagram above, not drawn to scale, shows that the angle of depression, this angle here, of a point X from Z is 30 degrees. If X is 10 meters from Y, the height of YZ in meters is, so this is YZ, and we want to find that in meters. We know we can transfer this angle into the triangle using the alternate interior angle property of parallel lines. So this is also 30 degrees. You know this line is parallel to this line here is parallel to this one. So the interior angles of the z's over here are congruent. So now we can apply the trig ratio, that it will involve the opposite zy and the adjacent xy, and that trigonometric ratio is tangent of the 30 degrees angle here. So the tangent ratio is opposite over adjacent. The opposite is yz and the adjacent is the 10 centimeters. Now we multiply both sides by 10 to get 10 times 30 degrees equal yz. So the correct answer is A. So this is the last one. Don't forget to click the subscribe button.